All right. All right, here we go. It's now Wildcard weekend with the Degenerate. What's up, buddy? Zach, you win. You win the year. You won.
What can I say? You're not supposed to mess with the gambling degenerate.
Yeah, I've been listening to you for fucking 17 goddamn years.
You hung in. You did all right. I had to throw a few games here
You
and there.
still realize though, had I not taken your advice on the Giants game and went the way I wanted it to go, we've been tied this week.
Yeah, but unfortunately,
and you're an asshole.
easily gullible. Easy to get to do what I need you to do.
Yeah, that's on purpose. I knew you because I had the under in the game and the under hit.
Yep.
We did it because of obviously our those are our teams and let's figure out how it goes. But
hey, we said we wanted it to come down to that game, but it did.
Actually, really did, to be honest with you. Yeah. So I owe you dinner. Flanagan soon. We'll make it work out at some point. All right. So now we got 6 games this weekend. We can do a little analysis too on these games since we have a little more time. Let's start with the Saturday games first. First off, did you enjoy Week 18? All the fucking scenarios that played out and stuff.
Oh my god! Like I was telling you when we were doing the picks,
right?
And the Chargers game to come down in the final seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, Raiders. You're really gonna let the Steelers backdoor their way in as bad as they are? Just don't kick the field goal.
I do think though one thing we don't think about though is that had the Raiders gotten had that happened and they both got in, the Raiders actually have to go to Kansas City. So I think they actually avoided the matchup they did not want to have. So now it's again the Chiefs. Now they're getting the Bengals.
It's certainly an easier road, but if you want to get there, you're gonna have to probably beat the Chiefs.
Well, you're hoping someone else takes them out before you get to them anyway. But all right, to think we're literally 2 seconds away from that scenario playing out. 2 seconds.
And it was all because of what Jacksonville managed to do to start the day.
Yeah, the Colts. Terrible ending to the year. So anyway, let's talk about the teams that are in the playoffs. So wildcard weekend's here, 6 games. We got 2 on Saturday, 3 on Sunday, and then 1 Monday night game. So we'll see how this Monday thing goes. Actually, I wasn't really a big fan of it initially when they announced it, but we'll see. All right, we have the Saturday game first. The Las Vegas Raiders head to Cincinnati, face the Bengals. The Bengals right now are 5.5-point favorites. The over/under is 49 points. The spread did open at 6 points, actually. Well, down to 5.5 point now. This to me is actually my second most anticipated game of the weekend, behind Dallas and San Francisco. We'll get to in a second. I don't know. These two teams met about a month and a half ago. Bengals won that game, actually in the runaway. That was actually the game that they won. That we were when the Bengals started to lose a couple of games. We were 5-4, I think it was, and we weren't sure how good they were at this point. Still, were they gonna? Were the wheels gonna fall off? And then they won this game on the road, and you say, okay, they'll turn things on a little bit, and they've been well since then. I don't know. Raiders, dude, the Raiders are just weird. Dude, the Raiders are a frisky team. They're weird. They won games in Dallas. They won games in Indy late in the year. They beat the Chargers, who were favored this weekend. I would not put it past the Raiders to win this game at all.
No, not at all. Because as great as Cincinnati's offense is, sometimes they just fail to show up.
Yeah, and they're a young team too, especially. So that can happen. It would show me something if the Bengals actually win this game in a decent fashion, because it shows me that they're a mature team. They know when to lock in when they need to lock in a playoff game.
Man, if you win a playoff game, it shows you all you need to know. I don't care if you win by 3 or win by 10. Winning playoff games is tough.
Underrated angle of this game, actually, the weather. The Raiders don't typically play in cold weather often. Ohio's pretty cold this time of year. Since he could have an advantage there, especially.
Yeah, I could get that because Joe Burrow's an Ohio guy to begin with, so he's accustomed. I don't know how much Lamar Chase will be happy to have his first winter there in Ohio for a playoff game, though.
Right.
So, but I mean, it literally comes down to, do the teams show up or not? The they're wildly inconsistent, both teams.
Yeah. I'm gonna go Vegas on the points here.
I don't hate that, but I feel like the sure thing is just taking the over in the game.
You see a lot of scoring in this game?
Yeah, at least one team shows up, and if one team can show up, then I think you're gonna hit the over on it.
I see a lot of I see definitely a field goal game here between these two. I think the Bengals win this game, but I don't think they'll dominate. But we'll see. I could be wrong. All right, next game here, Saturday night, we have the New England Patriots heading to Buffalo to face the Bills. The Bills are 4-point favorites. The over-under is 43 points. So we're back to Buffalo. Same spot where the Patriots won the game where Mac Jones only threw 3 passes. It's gonna be really cold. I heard. I'm hearing the forecast for this game is gonna be anywhere between 5 degrees and 0 degrees.
Well, the cold's not gonna be what matters. It's gonna be the wind.
The wind, right?
How bad the wind is, and
right.
if Josh Allen can throw in that wind, then I think it's going to be the Bills going away by the fourth quarter.
I don't think Mac Jones has separated himself at all last month. I think after that initial nice little win streak, Mac Jones kind of plateaued already.
Well, he did exactly what he's expected. He is consistent. He's not going to have a huge high or a huge low, other than that 4 interception game. But
I think they need him to be a little more, probably pick it up a little bit this week. If Josh Allen and Buffalo's offense start to actually feel themselves this week, Mac Jones has to step up and match him.
Yeah, but it'll come down to whether or not Patriots want to even open up the playbook.
Right.
That's the thing. Once Belichick's made a decision on how he's going to coach for the game, he doesn't like to change it.
Well, I think the important thing is Buffalo out the gate, boom, come out swinging out the gate. So
yeah.
I don't think there'll be a lot of win this game this time in comparison to what was on Monday Night Football back in late November. I'm taking Buffalo to cover 4 points. I think I haven't liked what I saw with the Patriots last couple of weeks, honestly.
Yeah, and I'm the same way. I think the Bills are going to cover. I think they'll start to blow it out in the fourth quarter, actually.
Right. All right. It's Sunday afternoon now. We have the Philadelphia Eagles heading to Tampa Bay to face the Buccaneers. The Bucs are 9.5-point favorites. The over/under is 49. This is kind of strange here, actually, because this game opened by 8.5. I actually thought this would be a double-digit game, actually, in terms of point spread.
And it should be.
But it's not.
This is one of those games I think Vegas missed. And I think Tampa's going to blow them out of the water.
Yeah, the more I see that, yeah, Philly is there. And look, they're happy to be there. I think honestly, I like what they've done. You and I both are Eagles fans. We know that for a fact. But what they've done with this team this year is fantastic. I think Sirianni should be considered in the Coach of the Year conversation at least.
Oh heck yeah! I mean, I think we both personally at the start of the season had the Eagles to be finished last in the division.
Yeah, and dead last.
So I think it's a remarkable coaching job.
Right.
I think it speaks volumes to Jalen Hurts as far as a player.
It's funny because I'm like I said, I'm not an Eagle fan by no means, man. But I kind of root for Philadelphia because of Jalen Hurts. Only because Jalen Hurts. That's the only reason why I even consider Philadelphia. But I don't see it. I think even with the injuries, I just think Brady and company are going to find a way that they're going to raise their game up now. This is the time of year to do that. And I got Bucs here to cover 8.5 points easily, honestly.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah. All right, next game here. This is the game I believe is the game of the weekend, honestly. The San Francisco 49ers head to Dallas to face the Cowboys. The Cowboys are only 3-point favorites. The over-under is 51 points. This game is a lot tougher to figure out. Look, Dallas put up 56 against Washington 3 weeks ago. Put up 51 points this past week against the Eagles, albeit with the second stringers in there. But in between that, they lost to the Cardinals pretty handily at home. And we've been seeing this kind of up and down Cowboy team the last month and a half now, where like, at least in my case, when you start believing in them, then they lose to the Raiders on Thanksgiving or lose to this team on this day. And I just think San Francisco right now, they're playing so well. What I was watching that Rams game against the Niners, honestly, is like so much heart. They were down 17-0, came back, made that game physical, won the game, especially. We forget this team was in the Super Bowl 2 years ago. And I think the Niners are the most dangerous team right now in that conference, in that bracket.
No.
No?
Not it. No. Look, what a great story for the season. It looked like San Fran was imploding, gonna be a bottom 5 team in the league, and they turned it around. Good for them. Do I think it's gonna be a high scoring game this week? No. But I think Dallas beats them and beats them bad.
You think, ooh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. I think San Fran wins this game, but I'm taking the under altogether.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm taking the under because
points, 51 points.
Yeah, I just don't see Dallas putting up 30+ points.
Right.
In order to get to 50.
Right. So I'll take the under. I do think San Fran wins this game. I'm leaning towards San Francisco anyway. So, all right. Then the last game of the Sunday night slate, we have the Pittsburgh Steelers heading to Kansas City to face the Chiefs. The Chiefs rather are 12.5 point favorites. The over/under is 46.5. They just played about a couple weeks ago and they got slaughtered. The Steelers got slaughtered.
Yeah, and they're gonna get slaughtered again.
Yeah.
I mean, can you remember the last time there was a playoff spread this high? I know I can't.
No, I can't. Actually, be honest with you.
Yeah. And again, I think it's a mistake. I think it should be 14.5, maybe 15. Like, this is gonna kind of remind everyone of what Dan Marino's last game was.
Oh,
you remember that playoff game against Jacksonville?
62-7, I think it was that game.
Yeah, I am so concerned for like Roethlisberger's legacy when it comes to one final stamp because it could be ugly.
Well, I mean, he has 2 Super Bowls though. I think we all know that Roethlisberger's no longer good. We saw
but is this how you want when you're checking out of the NFL with the legacy that you have to be almost a 60-point beatdown like Dan Marino? No.
Right. Obviously, I think the Chiefs will cover this game. I mean, that's not even a conversation. Yeah. I mean, the Steelers are here because of Mike Tomlin. Mike Tomlin, that defense, honestly, they shouldn't be 500. The fact that you're in the fucking playoffs is amazing. And Mike Tomlin should be probably coach of the year, like serious top 3 candidate coach of the year, but just based on that alone.
A lot of teams said a lot of great things this year that were unexpected.
Payton too. Sean Payton also, same thing.
I mean, hell, when it comes to Pennsylvania, you got both coaches. No one expected it.
Right.
The Eagles coach alone, same thing. So.
No, you're right. Yeah, give me a Chiefs, dude. I mean, I think KC's seething now. They didn't get the number 1 seed, so they're seething now. I just don't see any way they, not only lose this game, they'll win at least by 20 points or more.
Yeah. So. Same thing.
Yeah. And finally, Monday Night Football. First time playoff Monday Night Football. The Arizona Cardinals heading to LA to face the Rams. The Rams are 4-point favorites. The over/under is 49.5. This is a very intriguing game. These two teams are familiar with each other, obviously, because they're being in the division. Both of these teams split the regular season series. I don't like what I see from both these teams ending the year. The Rams did backdoor into win the division because the Cardinals going to do their job against Seattle. The Rams have been kind of last couple weeks been kind of they went a little roll for a little while, and then they barely beat Baltimore last week, and then they lose to San Francisco. I don't know. This might be the toughest game of the slate to predict, honestly, because when these two teams met early in the year in LA, in SoFi Stadium, the Cardinals blew them out, and this is after the Rams beating the Tampa Bay Buccaneers the week before. So, and then the Rams came back to Monday Football a few months later, and even with COVID, still managed to beat the Cardinals down. This game is tough because what's best? Cardinals are just up and down. I feel like the best play here, honestly, is the over.
I'm gonna do the craziest thing you could probably do, and I'm gonna take the Cardinals.
Explain.
Because I'm with you. both teams, I don't know what I'm going to get. And because of that, even though the Rams were basically my preseason pick, I think the Cardinals could win the game outright. But I think this is the toughest game of the week by far.
Yeah.
And I think it's probably going to be the closest, most back and forth game of the entire weekend.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna just go with the Cardinals.
I feel like two big narratives this game I'm seeing here. One is Matt Stafford and, the narrative of him. Obviously he's a good quarterback, could be great, beating Detroit. Now he's on a team that actually you can succeed in, but a lot of pick sixes and a lot of interceptions and inopportune moments. Can he get over the hump?
He just makes the most boneheaded pick six choices. He'll be backed up inside his own 10-yard line.
Yeah.
And he loves to throw those outside route passes.
Yeah.
They're so easy to be picked and taken to the house.
The other one, in my opinion, that no one's enough is the Cliff Kingsbury thing. So let's see. He's a lame duck coach next year. I'm not saying he should get fired, but where do you rate him in terms of like money wise? Like, does this guy deserve a lot of money on an extension? And I think this week is going to be the week where you start seeing that. Well, okay, maybe a playoff game, maybe another playoff game. We'll see what happens there.
But
he's a guy that I think has hit his ceiling as a coach.
I think if he wins not just this game, but if he can make it to the championship game, he's gonna get a massive upgrade of a paycheck.
Yeah,
and it'll probably be in the 9 to 10 million range.
Right.
But if he loses this game, he goes out in the first round. Yeah, he's definitely lame duck all season.
Right.
And he may bolt middle of the season to take a college job.
Yeah, I can see them maybe giving him, let's say, loses game against the Rams on Monday night. I can see the team maybe giving him an extra year on the back of that, just to kind of make him feel secure to turn things around. But this is a big game for a lot of narratives here.
Oh yes,
because both these teams at one point this year looked like world beaters, and now they look like teams that one and done. Obviously, they're playing obviously Wildcard weekend. This could be a big narrative told game here between both these franchises. So, but I think the over is the play for me here.
Yeah. And if the pressure isn't on just Matthew Stafford, then the pressure for the next game has got to be OBJ. Could you imagine if he has a couple of early drops or important drops?
Yeah.
Oh, media's gonna crush him.
In the same way they did back in New York a couple years ago, the Packers. Yeah, absolutely. Yep. So you like the Cardinals? You said I like the over. So, all right, before I let you go, Dawson last game, Georgia Bulldogs, pulled through 40 years.
Could not believe it. Could not believe it.
There was
good for them.
Yeah, there was nothing we saw in the SEC title game that made me believe that they could win this game.
No, absolutely not.
Closer game, yes, but
I stayed away from the game. I didn't bet it. I barely watched it, even, to be honest, because the first half was so boring to me.
You were that bored?
Yeah.
It wasn't that bad. They moved the ball down the field. Both teams are just gonna get into the fucking end zone.
It gets a little boring that way.
Alabama will be back here next year, right? In the spot.
Oh, absolutely. They'll be in the playoff.
Yeah. Georgia too, or what?
I could see Georgia in the playoff next year. I think Ohio State returns to the playoff next year.
Mm-hmm.
And then the fourth team, that's going to be the toss-up.
Baylor, Notre Dame, Florida State.
USC, UCLA, I think, have shots.
Florida State, no.
Better chance at Jackson State right now.
Jesus, yeah. They own us right now, so. God. Anyway, Zach, congrats again on your win this year. I owe you dinner at Flanagan's. Back here next week with our divisional picks. Good luck in the picks here. We'll keep track of these as well too. Also, this is for fun,
So you can make yourself feel better about the loss.
Yeah, pretty much. Good job by you, man.
Good job, man.
All right, take care.
Good luck.
All right, later.
Later.